I was very happy to interview the Girl Genius creators, the Foglios, this morning on Fandom Pulse, which is, of course, your best place for comic book news. If you don't go to fandompulse.com every day, what are you doing? What are you doing? But this is something I want to talk about because webcomics became this like giant success. Like it started in the early, I guess, 2000s. This is when webcomics really first hit. And it really built up a critical mass around 2010 to 2014. People were hosting their own webcomics on different sites and the like. And there's some great ones out there. Now, most of the ones that got like hyper successful were like little gag strips. Remember like Cyanide and Happiness, where it was like those little stick figures that just were edgy and had funny things, or PvP or the like. But Girl Genius was one with an actual story, and it actually transcended things and got really, really big. And another great one was, what was a Phoenix Requiem comic. This was really good back in the day. And this is this artist. I forgot about this artist. I really loved this artist. My gosh, I'm back into my webcomics era stuff. This is definitely worth reading. Phoenix Requiem, and just look at how good her art is. And it kind of evoked its own styles and things like that. And she had her own sort of deals. I'm diverting. I'm doing a full You Boys act where I'm like going sideways on this to see what's happening. It hasn't posted since 2023. Wondering what's going on. She's on Webtoons now. So Sarah Ellerton's moved to Webtoons. Look at that. 3.9 million views is what she's got on her Webtoons here. And so a lot of stuff's moved to Webtoons and Tapas and the like, and migrated there. And that might be an issue with Girl Genius here because they're falling on some tough times, they said. And like I said, this is just a wonderful thing. I love steampunk. I love the whole aesthetic. I thought they did a great job. And these are super, super nice people on top of that. This is something that I want to talk about at this juncture. So let's kind of talk about webcomics and where it's kind of been at, what's happened with things. And hit the like and subscribe button, my friends, as we, of course, move along here. And if you are new to the channel, I'm building webcomics here. Actually, it's a print comic that I'm moving to a webcomic instead of the other way around, which is the usual. But I'm trying to build a webcomics community on Substack because I love Substack. It's a great free speech platform. I'm posting Flying Sparks every single day as a new page. And this will, of course, put my whole back catalog on here for you to read and catch up on my superhero universe, which is very important to me. And I've got a bunch of more comics and the like. So you can sign up here, start reading, my friends. This is the real movement in comics as we're building new indie alternatives. And I've got a bunch of exclusives as well. Astromancer's right here, Extrasensory's right here. These are exclusive comics that are only available to my paid subscribers, and I appreciate you guys for being here and for supporting real independent comics. Get on this. Thanks for being here, and of course, Fandom Pulse for your news. I love Substack. Such a great platform. YouTube's causing a lot of problems lately, if you didn't know, for a lot of creators, and it's because of a whole AI algorithm that they've got going, which is suppressing a lot of independent creators. And that's causing problems for, of course, getting seen for a lot of people. Now, there's some problems here, of course, as well with Girl Genius and the like. And let's get into this as we talk about this in their GoFundMe that they're posting right now. Now, Girl Genius, as I said, instant fan favorite. It's been around the web and convention circuit. The creators have a reputation for being some of the nicest people in comics. They've fallen on some hard times and launched a GoFundMe to sustain themselves. They're set in an alternate history Europe with steampunk setting, and their website's a little dated on the website, but it does read like an older website, and it is an older website. And they post 3 times a week with their Girl Genius. They're still continuing the story even now, which is great. Volume 25, page 111. Imagine keeping a story going for that long with the same creators. That is real dedication. You don't see that a lot. And, of course, they've got a Patreon as well with 2.25 thousand members on it. This, like I said, this is a very wildly popular comic. There's a lot of different comics out there that people don't realize are out there, right? And so this is, I try to expose people to different communities because everybody's in such a siloed echo chamber at this point on the internet that they don't see that all this stuff exists. It's set in alternate universe history, Europe, with a steampunk setting filled with airships, bizarre inventions, and mad scientists known as Sparks. Centers around a creator named Agatha, who's a young woman who discovers her suppressed spark abilities and her lineage as heir to the house of Heterodyne, who follows upon many adventures. Now, that debuted in 2001 and has been a webcomic since 2005. And like I said, they've been setting up at conventions and the like and doing this for a lot of years. They've done a lot of Kickstarters that have raised over $400,000, $200,000 for their most recent one. They've got ones that have gone, wow, oh, wow, we've done pretty well. This might be due to the Phantom Pulse article right here, because it made a couple $1,000s just in the last couple of hours here. So this is the power of our community, guys. We've really been helping out a lot. Whenever I do an interview, whenever I support an author, it just seems to actually help things go pretty well. The last GoFundMe we supported for Jason Cordova for his cancer patients raised, again, about $2,000 for him. This is so cool. I'm very happy to see this. We are building a community here of comics that is way better than anything else out there, and I appreciate you being here. So this is what they say. We are Kaja and Phil Foglio, creators of Girl Genius. We post these new pages. Things have been going well for a long time. We've got a lot of nasty, expensive surprises. What happens? Medical expenses, flooded basement, expensive legal fight to get our novel rights back. That's a bummer right there. Diamond Comics, our main distributor, went bankrupt, no longer ordering anything from us. Our convention sales have changed drastically in recent years. We suspect people would rather buy books online than carry them around a crowded con. Who can blame them? All that drama has slowed down our traditional one-book-a-year release schedule and our income along with it. Yeah, if you don't keep putting out, it slows down pretty fast. And that's sad that they can't get their novel rights back. We learned from this. We're making our changes to our business model. We have projects coming up, and we know it'll put us back on our feet. It'll take a while to happen. We do have other places for our readers to support our books, and of course our pre-orders, our new cap medals, and of course Patreon continues to roll along. And this is the GoFundMe to help with their expenses right now. So $60,000. They've got 1,000 backers. All that. This is how much people care about these folks, and it is all because of their great work and because of their great reputation as people. So this is something, again. There's a few things that have happened in this. As they said, conventions have fallen off in recent times. And on my main channel, I've been covering conventions quite a bit and talking about just like how things have been changing and how things have been going as well. Steampunk also as a genre, of course, just like was so big in the mid-2010s and, of course, is not even remotely paid attention too much anymore, which is weird because my steampunk series actually is what sells the best for me. So I guess there's a lot of people who still like it. Maybe it's an untapped niche right there for a little bit. On top of it, having your own stuff and your novels not being able to published by you. Back when they were in bookstores with their Agatha H. Clockwork Princess series for a long time. I used to see these around bookstores and did very, very well for a long time. And so, these things happen. And medical expenses, of course, get tougher when you get older. It's a very difficult business in comics. You see a $200,000 Kickstarter or whatever, and you go, gosh, that must make a lot of money. Well, by the time you actually buy, $50,000 worth of books, ship $10,000 worth of stuff, and then you got two people living off of, then Kickstarter takes its fee, maybe a publisher takes its fee, we don't know, and they've got that two people living off $100,000, and it's their year. That's $50,000 a person. That's not exactly like a huge living or anything like that. These numbers that people see look a lot bigger than they actually are in reality, and we've seen that. And if you don't, keep coming out with new content as a creator, that you kind of fade out of people's consciousness and don't get a lot of funds that way. It's just the way that our society works. And sadly, with medical expenses and the way that healthcare works, and you don't even get me started on that, is something that it is very, very tough to move along. So I've got this interview on Phantom Pulse, and you can read about exactly the details of what they've got going on, the details of their medical expenses, and the like. I know that they had to remove their personal assistant because they couldn't pay for that anymore, which means now, of course, they've got more work on their shoulders than they used to have. And these are good people we're supporting. So look up Girl Genius, buy some books from them if you want to. Their GoFundMe's on my Phantom Pulse, and this is the webcomic news of the day. Sad stuff. All right. Leave a comment down below. And also, guys, make sure to get on my comics Substack for reading comics. I'm moving everybody over to Substack. I don't want to rely on algorithms and things like that because, putting all your eggs in that kind of basket's pretty rough as it goes on YouTube. And we're building really, really good, and we want to continue that momentum. Thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for reading and being all about comics first. You're the best. We'll be back.